involved multiple commercial sex workers and often involved a variety of narcotics such as ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB, which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant.
Sean Diddy Combs in September 2024. The rapper has faced a wave of disturbing allegations, including a sweeping federal indictment. He has pleaded not guilty to multiple charges. The investigation into Combs's alleged secret life started months before his arrest. On March 25th, 2024, federal agents with Homeland Security executed search warrants at Combs's properties in Los Angeles and Miami. Law enforcement sources confirmed to NBC News that Combs was in Miami when the warrants were executed on September 16th, 2024. Combs was arrested in the lobby of a New York hotel, though the charges against him were initially unclear. The following day, the federal indictment was unsealed, revealing that the 54-year-old music mogul faced charges of racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, fraud or coercion, and transportation to engage in prostitution, according to court documents obtained by NBC News. During a press conference on the same day, a U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York, Damian Williams, explained the charges in greater detail. Combs pleaded not guilty to the charges during his arraignment on September 17. His attorney, Mark Agnifilo, vowed to fight the charges, stating that Combs would fight with all his energy and all of his might. After his arrest, Combs was held at the Brooklyn Metropolitan Detention Center. His request for a $50 million bond was denied. Agnifilo later responded to the charges, claiming the amount of baby oil and personal lubricant found at Combs's properties was exaggerated, stating that Combs had a large house and purchased in bulk, much like someone would at Costco. However, Costco responded, saying its U.S. stores did not carry baby oil in the quantities suggested. In an October 2024 press conference, attorney Tony Busby claimed that 120 new
and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers, and often involved a variety of narcotics such as ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB, which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant. As alleged, when Combs didn't get his way, he was violent, and he subjected victims to physical, emotional, and verbal abuse so that they would participate in the freak-offs, and that Combs hit, kicked, threw objects at, and dragged victims, at times by their hair. He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freak-offs as collateral against the victims. And the indictment alleges that he maintained control over the victims in several ways, including by giving them drugs, by giving and threatening to take away financial support or housing.
Sexual assault allegations had been brought against Combs. These allegations included violent sexual assault, rape facilitated by drugs, dissemination of video recordings, and sexual abuse of minors. Combs' lawyers responded by stating that the multiple lawsuits were attempts to gain publicity and reiterated their client's innocence. By November 15th, 2024, prosecutors revealed that Combs had attempted to influence potential witnesses using telephone access codes belonging to other inmates to contact people not on his approved list. Prosecutors argued that Combs had used a third-party service and three-way calling to obscure his communications with the intention of intimidating witnesses and altering public.
The indictment also alleges other acts of violence undertaken by Combs and others, including violence against witnesses to his abuse, kidnapping, and arson. The indictment alleges that on more than one occasion, Combs carried or brandished firearms to intimidate and threaten victims and witnesses. As part of this investigation, in March of this year, special agents from HSI executed search warrants at Combs' residences in Miami and Los Angeles. They also executed a warrant for Combs' electronic devices. During those searches, agents seized evidence of the crimes charged in this indictment. They seized firearms and ammunition, including 3 defaced AR-15s and a large capacity drum magazine. They also seized evidence of the freak-offs, electronic devices that contain images and videos of the freak-offs with multiple victims. And they seized cases and cases of the kinds of personal lubricant and baby oil that Combs' staff allegedly used to stock hotel rooms for the freak-offs, more than 1,000 bottles altogether.
Perception of his case. In response, Combs' legal team submitted a third request for release on bail, but it was denied on November 27th. The judge ruled that there were no conditions that would ensure the safety of the community, especially in light of the numerous civil lawsuits filed against Combs. One of these lawsuits came from Anna Kane, the ex-wife of Evander Kane. And in December 2024, she revealed her identity in a lawsuit accusing Combs and others of drugging and sexually assaulting her in a New York City recording studio in 2003 when she was